Yep. Excellent. Good deal. All right. Looks like I'm streaming through I'm streaming through OBS. I'm kind of holding my mic up to my mouth to make sure that anyone can hear me. Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, the mic thing is working. Let me see if I can adjust some things. Alright, messing with the gain. Whoa. Brightness. I'm just messing with this with the sliders here. There we go. Okay. Sharpness. White balance. Alright. I think it looks good. Oh! Awesome. I've got one viewer. 2. Alright. Hey guys. How is it going? For those of you who are not aware, or for the one person who's not aware, my name is Ian Waller. On YouTube, I go by FW Waller. And I'm a film graduate, and I'm trying to break into the film business. I'm trying to refine my video editing skills on YouTube. So, yeah. Anybody wants to pop in the stream and ask me anything? I can kind of just go over all my current plans for right now. Right now I'm in the middle of writing a fantasy book. It's called The Blood of Wolves. It's like Norse mythology fantasy. It's been writing it for like the past year. It's got a very sort of dark, grim tone to it. Oh, sweet. Looks like I got 2 viewers here. How is everybody doing? Neozoic. Hey, Neozoic, how's it going, man? Are you a longtime viewer of mine, or are you a new person? One thing about this whole streaming thing I'm kind of trying to understand is how to sort of go about the process of trying to share my background. So let me see if I can figure this out. Configure video. Oh, awesome. Cool. Been a long time watcher and subscriber. That's excellent. You've been around since I started, or like how long have you been watching my stuff? Oh, wow. Got an extra viewer. Now it's becoming a party. All right. If you are a longtime viewer, you probably noticed that I'm in a completely different place. A lot of my old videos, when I showed my face on camera, my background was a lot different. My first time was both the Jurassic Park 3 video and Mega Rant. Oh, nice, nice. Oh boy. Yeah, man, that Jurassic Park 3 video, that was something. Man, I remember when I first did that video, literally I had like a camcorder and I just took the DVD and I just took my camcorder and just recorded it off of the TV. All the movie footage was recorded off of the TV because I had no idea how to actually do analog video of any kind, you know? So it's a little hard for me to kind of go back and watch that video. Hey, Belle, how are you doing? So with the Thing prequel review, I did sort of get the hang of actually doing analog film footage because I was on a Mac at that time, and I was actually using iMovie to make all those old videos of mine, and now I'm on a PC, so the Mac is long gone. Yes, that is based. Please definitely do what Belle says. I would definitely appreciate more thumbs up and some more subscribers. So yeah, man, I think another thing about the whole iMovie thing was that I was also, man, the audio quality in a lot of those old videos of mine wasn't all that good either. Like there was especially at one point during that Jurassic Park 3 video where I actually just screamed into the camera, and I go back and I look at that and it peaked really bad. One thing I was actually thinking about doing was sort of sharing my screen, going back and looking at my old review of the Thing prequel and maybe just adding some new perspective on it, since I have a lot more editing experience now. So I would just probably go back and maybe point out like mistakes I made or little flaws, things I'd probably do better if I were making it now, that kind of thing. Clanders, how's it going, bud? Good to see you in here. Haven't talked with you in a while. How have you been doing? Alright, start virtual camera. What is that? I have no idea what that is. What is your best and worst video you ever made? What is my best and worst video? To be honest with you, man, I'm actually pretty happy. I'm really proud of how... Oh, shit. I'm starting... Okay, yeah. I'm trying to move the mic a little bit further away from my mouth because I'm looking at OBS and my voice is peaking really bad. So... you guys can hear my voice well, I hope. Alright. So to answer your question... God, okay. Yeah, it's still peaking. Alright, yeah. To answer your question, Neozoic, I think my recent videos about Conan and Alien, those are probably the videos I'm proud of the most as of right now. As for my worst video, Old Lion. Hey man, I'm doing all right. How are you? Are you a new viewer of mine? Are you an old viewer? So, if I were to think, probably my least favorite video, I'm going to be completely honest with you, dude. It's hard for me to go back to a lot of my old videos, so it's kind of hard for me to pick. Oh, you're a new guy. Okay. All right. Well, in case you don't know me, I do movie reviews and movie analysis and media analysis type stuff. And I'm actually in the middle of working on a whole new movie analysis video about Predator, where I'm going to be analyzing like the filmmaking techniques and the cinematography style and kind of breaking down the filmmaking and things like that. Singing and freestyling, huh? All right, Clanders, let's see what your question is. Yeah, me and Ziploc Gory, yeah, he and I had a falling out like a long time ago. It's like, it was mainly due to political disagreements, yeah. But, yeah, he's not really, we're not on very good speaking terms right now. As for Sly Cooper 88, Steve, I haven't talked with him in a long time. I think I should probably reach out with him and reconnect with him. I don't know, like these last couple years with the pandemic and all this other crap. I don't know, it just left everybody in a very chaotic state. Left everybody in a very awkward situation to where everybody was shut into their houses. There wasn't very much communication or any maintenance of like social lives going on or anything like that, you know? So, yeah, as far as Sly Cooper 88 goes, yeah, I need to reach out to Steve and try to hang out with him again sometime. Because I miss talking with him. I think he's a pretty cool guy. So, as far as like Mount Vernon kid Chris, he and I talk every now and then. What are your opinions on some of these comic book films? The recent Batman movie. Okay. So, alright, Neozoic, going by your list. So, Joker 29, I absolutely loved it. In fact, I own it. Give me just a second. Well, I thought it was in the shelf right next to me, but yeah, I thought Joker 2019, it was pretty damn good. I don't get a lot of the negative backlash that it got. Thought Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job. That final scene in that talk show room, that was great. That was incredibly well directed, brilliantly acted. I thought De Niro did a great job. It was good stuff. I really wish. I think DC needs to. They need to make more stuff like that. That's sort of outside the box. That's more artistically driven than rather than trying to do the whole cinematic universe crap. Yeah, because that was just stuff like Justice League and Batman v Superman. And what else? Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was a shit show. The first one, anyways. I haven't seen the second one that James Gunn directed. As for Spider-Man: No Way Home, it was all right. I think the main appeal of that movie was having Tobey and Andrew show up again. having their versions of Spider-Man show up. I think if you take that away, I'm not sure the film really holds up all that well on its own. Logan, thought Logan was really good. The recent Batman movies, I assume you mean The Batman with Pattinson. I thought that movie was really good. I liked it a lot. I really loved the visual style and the atmosphere and the music. The music in it was really awesome. Um, the action scenes were great. It was good stuff. Very good all around. The one thing I didn't quite like about it was I wasn't too big on Colin Farrell's iteration of the Penguin. I thought, I don't know, like I thought Colin Farrell's portrayal of the Penguin, it was like too mafioso or something. I think the Penguin should be more sort of eloquent and cultured and refined. I don't know. It's like Colin Farrell's Penguin. He felt too much like Falcone or something. It's like I don't see the Penguin as like, "Hey yo, take it easy, sweetheart." You know, like with the New York accent, the stereotypical mafia accent and shit. It's like, nah, that doesn't seem like the Penguin to me. So, otherwise, I thought like the Batman. I thought that movie was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Thought Pattinson was really great in the role. It's good stuff. Always good to connect and network with other people in your YouTube community or similar channels. Mount Vernon Kid seems like a shill. Maybe. I haven't really watched any of his videos recently, so I can't really say for sure. Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Color range, audio output, defaults. My hatred of the character. Oh, yeah, that rant video I made a while back. I don't know, dude. I think my opinions on probably a few things have probably changed over the years since I did, like, rant videos on them. I don't really hate Venom. I just find him annoyingly, like, overpopular and overrated. That being said, the Venom movies were not very good, in my opinion. Did not like them very much. In case you're wondering. Oh yeah, Razor Fist. Hell yeah. I love his videos. Dude, Razor Fist has introduced me to so much cool stuff. Like, he's introduced me to so many great metal bands, fantasy characters. Like, I remember his video on Solomon Kane, which made me super excited because I was actually a Solomon Kane fan before he even made that video. So I thought that was awesome that he actually did that. Solomon Kane's actually my favorite Robert E. Howard character, like even more so than Conan. And I love Conan, so disagree with him on the yeah, his political takes are a little strange. They're definitely a little strange, but I do like his comic book related videos and his like heavy metal related videos. They still remain pretty top notch. Oh yeah, Solomon Kane's a great character. I actually have I have a comic book collection. It's all the way back in my room. So let me. So I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna go get it. So I have this right here. This is the saga of Solomon Kane. This is a paperback. It collects a bunch of, I think it's all the Solomon Kane stories from Marvel's Savage Sword of Conan magazine all the way back in the 70s, which I also have a few collections of. But this is really good stuff. These are some of the best Solomon Kane comics that you'll read. A few of them adapt some of the original Howard stories, and there's a few original ones. In fact, there's actually even a story in here where Kane teams up with Conan. So that's pretty cool stuff. He hates Mark Waid's Daredevil run. Have you read it? I have not. I've heard awful things about Mark Waid's Daredevil. Hey, cat. My cat wants to help me with the stream. Hey, kitty. I've been reading through Bendis and Malieve's Daredevil run, so it's good stuff. Bendis and Malieve's Daredevil run is fantastic, man. Holy crap. I have like mixed feelings on Bendis as a writer, but so far from what I've been reading, his Daredevil's pretty damn good. Thoughts on Eric July, aka Young Ripa, starting his own comic company? I think that's awesome. I love the fact that he's kind of standing up to all these really garbage sort of anti-customer practices that Marvel and DC are partaking in now. I hate that crap. So I like the fact that some actual YouTube creators, they're making their own stuff. You know, they're making their own comics, and they're not shoving any political agendas in them. I'm definitely going to be reading Eric July's what is that? ISOM. That's the name of the comic he's going to be making. Opinions on Watchmen. I like Watchmen. I like the comic and the movie, even though the movie has some flaws. The movie definitely removes kind of a lot of the subtleties of the comic, I feel. But I do think the movie is probably one of Zack Snyder's better efforts, along with 300 and Dawn of the Dead. So, it's good stuff. Whenever Eric July makes a comic with Greek mythology, I hope he doesn't make Hades a bad guy. Yeah, that is kind of a old cliche. If they make another Superman movie, who would you choose to be the villain, and will you bring back the supervillain origin videos? Oh, man. So, the first part of your question is that, well, if there was to be a new Superman movie, I would probably want to have Metallo or Parasite or Mongol or like Livewire. You know, like maybe just expand, you know, Superman's rogues gallery. Not actually, just not use Luthor or Zod for the millionth time. And I hate the fact that, like, we've gotten characters like Doomsday and Darkseid in the later Zack Snyder films, and they just absolutely wasted those characters. I hate that so much. As for the supervillain videos, the thing about that is it's hard for me to go back and watch those videos because when I was originally making them, I was basically operating off of, like, knowledge that I read off of like Wikipedia pages and like the Marvel and DC like database pages and stuff like that. I ended up getting a lot of information wrong with those videos. Also, my vocal delivery in them, I was very uncertain and not very confident in it. And I don't really see the need to make any more because there's a big wealth of like comic book information related videos on YouTube now. Because I mean, back when I was doing those videos, like there wasn't very many resources for that stuff, but nowadays you can find like way better quality videos about like character origin stories and like story arc histories and all that stuff. When they put in a whole lot of production value and a whole lot of editing and a whole lot of super high quality content with that stuff. So I don't know. I don't feel like I would add anything, contribute anything worthwhile to that section of YouTube. So, well, I didn't have you, Sly Cooper, Mount Vernon Kid, to talk to. I talked to another group of geeks. One guy's videos. Professor Geek. Okay, yeah. I've heard of that guy. What does he do? He talks about archetypes and great archetype videos. Okay, yeah. I think I'm familiar with that guy. I remember one of your movie collection videos, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Do you still have the same? Yes, 2001: A Space Odyssey is still my favorite film of all time. In fact, I actually have a Letterboxd page that actually lists my favorite films of all time. Let me bring it up here. I like using Letterboxd, even though kind of a lot of the reviews on it are really cringe to read. Yeah, so my top 10 favorites would be Suspiria, John Carpenter's The Thing, The Great Silence, Double Indemnity, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Conan the Barbarian, Alexander Nevsky, The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1939, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and 2001. Those are my all-time top 10 favorites, without a doubt. He's not a fan of Joker. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people dislike the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie for some really strange reasons, but I've seen some people offer some valid criticisms of it. I mean, that's fine. That's completely fair. Root T. I like the look of some of your posters in the background, and it's not always... It's just... Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying about it's not always to have higher quality, but I feel like I need to. I don't know, because like those old videos, I'm glad other people can go back and enjoy them, but I personally can't. I think I need to elevate the standards for myself a lot. That's one reason why it's taken me such a ridiculously long time to even get the ball rolling on this Predator videos, because a lot of times I've sat down to write it and I couldn't come up with a damn thing, I couldn't. It took me like a while to just sit down, watch it, listen to the commentaries, and actually bring up thoughts in my mind on like filmmaking techniques to discuss about it. I actually have another book that I can suggest that's been really helpful to me in sort of recognizing the filmmaking techniques I've talked about in these videos. I have this book right here. It's called The Filmmaker's Eye. And if anybody else is actually interested in like learning about how cinematography sort of enhances storytelling, this is a good book to check out. The Filmmaker's Eye. It's written by a guy named Gustavo Mercado. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's good stuff. There's a really good forward story that he offers that has really kind of influenced my whole mindset. Sorry. Those are cool posters. I like some of your posters. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I've kind of adorned my entire apartment with posters. Got this Robotech one right here. I talked to one Professor Geek's friends. The reason I ask, would you do an analysis video on 2001: A Space Odyssey? Yeah, dude, absolutely. 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's definitely an analysis video I have planned. I'm not sure if I want to do that right after my Predator one. I don't know. I think another thing I want to definitely do is sort of make a really high quality sort of top favorite movies list, which is going to be a lot of hard work because I don't want to just do what I'm doing where I just sit in front of the camera and talk about the movies. I want to actually include like footage from them that's edited and organized and with an actual voiceover and all that stuff. Because like I want to refine and practice my editing as much as I possibly can. So, what do you think of the new Predator movie, Prey? Oh. Oh boy. I wasn't a fan. I'm sorry. I did not like it very much. I mean, to be completely fair, it was better than the 2018 film. It was a lot better than the 2018 film, for sure. But that's not an accomplishment. The thing about Prey, my main issues with it were that the main character, I didn't like her very much. She was emotionless and monotone, and like all the scenes were like she's in danger and she's being chased by the bear, she's drowning in the quicksand. Like she had like no emotional reaction to any of those things, so I could not connect with or relate to her at all. There was a lot of CGI gore, which I absolutely hated, and the Predator himself was an idiot. I did not, yeah. The way, like, I don't want to spoil it, but something happens to him at the very end, which just made me roll my eyes with just how dumb it was. So yeah, I did not like Prey very much. I mean, if any of you guys enjoyed it, then that's fine, but I wasn't a fan. PC Veteran, holy crap, hey dude, what's up? I remember you. Man, you've been with me since like the beginning, ever since I started making my videos. Very awesome. It's good to see you again, man. Thank you for joining the stream. The only recent-ish movie I've seen is Kingsman. Oh yeah, Kingsman. Yeah, that movie was fun, from Matthew Vaughn. Oh wait, it's The Kingsman, right? The newest one. Okay, yeah, the one with the World War I setting. Do you still watch Sargon of Akkad? Nah, I kind of fell out of watching his stuff. I kind of fell out of that whole like anti-SJW phase a little bit. I mean, I was really angry during that point, so I've kind of gotten over a lot of it. So right now, I just want to focus on fun stuff. I don't want to focus too much on political stuff, because that stuff was... I was really angry during that point, so I don't want to kind of rekindle a lot of that stuff. I just want to mostly be like a movie and entertainment guy, because that's more enjoyable for me. Have you watched the Showa era Kamen Rider series? I have not. Okay, that's not true. I've seen a couple episodes of it. I have very little exposure to Kamen Rider. I do have a lot of the Super Sentai series on DVD, so that's pretty fun. Okay, Candlestick Cinema. I just realized I only answered the first half of your question. Sorry about that, man. New Predator movie, Prey. Also, do you think Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes should come back for another season? Introduce Thanos. Um, I don't know, man. I think Earth's Mightiest Heroes was fantastic when it was originally airing, but bringing it back now with Disney at the kind of pulling Marvel strings, I have serious doubts about its quality. Like, especially with the way the more recent MCU offerings have been. Like, last year, my buddy and I, we went to see Black Widow. That was the last MCU movie I saw at the theater, and that movie was a piece of shit. I hated Black Widow. It was terrible. Wow, that movie was bad. Holy crap. Message retracted. What? Were you going to ask me about Black Widow? Okay. All right. Let's see. Where are the other guys? Ever watch Ultraman? Yes. Yes, I've seen a lot of Ultraman. I've only seen the original 60s Ultraman series, which is fun. Ultraman is a lot of fun. But I don't know. The thing about Ultraman that kind of disappoints me, at least with the original 60s series, is how in a lot of the original series episodes you wouldn't actually see Ultraman until like the last 5 minutes. And, you know, it kind of gives you blue balls in that sense. So I don't know if any of the more recent Ultraman shows kind of do away with that trope at all. Opinions on Shin Godzilla. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I like it a lot more than Evangelion. So definitely good stuff. Okay, I just realized there's I'm scrolling through the chat. You guys are this chat is a lot more lively than I was actually expecting it to be, which is not a bad thing. I feel like there's actually a couple questions I may have missed. Let me see here. That's understandable. Favorite animes from Nisozoic. Yeah, favorite animes. So, let me think about that. I mainly like science fiction animes. I like those a lot. Stuff like Robotech, like Gundam, Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell's pretty sweet. Pat Labor. Pat Labor's really awesome. I think if I were to name my... Actually, let me go get it. I hope you guys don't mind when you guys bring stuff up. Like, I may have to sort of get up from my seat and go reach for stuff from my collection. So give me just a second. Here it is. Genocyber. I love this anime. This is not an anime for everyone. Let me tell you, this anime is foul, it is dark, it is pessimistic. There is so much gore. There's a lot of really nasty stuff in it. I like it personally because of all those things, because it's really dark and it's really kind of doom and gloom and nihilistic. I don't know, that just kind of appeals to me. I like these kinds of animes from like this time period that were, they weren't constrained by anything. They were allowed to get as like hardcore and sort of profane and sort of taboo as it felt like they wanted to. Especially stuff like Wicked City and like Ninja Scroll, and there's another one. It's called Goku Midnight Eye or something. It's about this guy who gets like his right eye replaced with like this supercomputer, which is just nuts. All right. Let me see. What is your critique on modern animes? I haven't seen too many modern animes, to be perfectly honest with you. The reason I ask is because modern anime is in a bad state. I have problems with the movies right now. Oh, I will say one thing about modern animes that I cannot stand is how many of them do that like 3D animation shit. I hate that, man. It looks like trash. Like I saw somebody showed me like these fight scenes from this new Tekken anime that is all it's all just 3D models. Like literally there's like a fight scene between I think it's Paul Phoenix and King where it's just 3D models and every single move they do is a move from the games. It's like there's no choreography to it. And I'm at the point to where like, if I wanted to see 3D models using the exact same moves as the characters in the game, I would just play the damn game. So yeah, like especially stuff like that Berserk anime that was all 3D, it's icky. I don't like it. I'm just taking a drink here. So yeah, that's definitely one thing I don't like about modern animes is just how crappy like the 3D animation looks. What is your favorite Gundam series? That's a tough question. There's a lot of really awesome Gundam series. I think Zeta Gundam's pretty sweet. Um I haven't seen nearly as much Gundam as I would actually like to because I really love the universe and I love like the history and the politics and stuff. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Opinions on Code Geass. I've not seen Code Geass. I disagree on 3D. It can work. I mean, hey, that's fair enough. I've seen nothing but bad examples of 3D anime, but I mean, if you think it can work, then that's fair. Sounds like it would be better as a machinima video. Yeah, it looks about the same quality, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, that Tekken anime looked like trash. Oh my god. So, Candlestick. Sorry I made a typo, but I was going to ask if they bring Robin into the DC movies, should he be played by a younger person or should he be older like how they did Winter Soldier? Well, so sort of the thing about well, I guess the thing about Robin is that so the difference between Robin and Winter Soldier is that you know Bucky was already sort of an adult back in World War II, but he had to go through like a procedure to become Winter Soldier. I think for the Marvel movies versus the comics, they could kind of bend that a little bit. I don't know. With Robin, like literally, I guess it would also depend on the Robin you're thinking of. Like, because Dick Grayson, he kind of matures into adulthood before he becomes Nightwing. So it's not like Dick Grayson like suffers a near-death experience and he loses his arm or something, and then he becomes Nightwing. So I don't know. I'm not sure if having an older actor that starts out as Robin and then becomes Nightwing. I don't know. I guess it could work. Opinion on the Lupin the Third. I've heard good things about that Lupin the Third CG movie. I've not seen it though. It's on my list for sure because I love the original Lupin the Third, like the old anime from like the 80s and stuff. They don't do 3D well in anime. It's terrible a lot, and agreed on the game comment. Recent DBZ movie. Oh man, they used 3D animation in that new Dragon Ball movie? Really? Good God. That's sad. Man. Let's see. Clanders, let's see, what do you say, buddy? If you ever make a medieval movie, I would suggest for combat references, look up Historical European Martial Art, or HEMA for short. If I ever become successful enough to do that, I'll definitely keep that in mind, buddy. Oh, let's see. Did I miss any questions? Did you like Predator #1 by Marvel? The new Marvel Predator stuff. I haven't read any of that. I did read the Marvel Alien series, and I thought it was awful. Oh my god, it was so bad. I hated the artwork. The artwork was hideous. God, the artwork in that comic looked like trash. It looked like it looked like everything in that comic was traced, and traced at a very inconsistent rate. It was just so difficult to look at. I barely even remember the story in that new Alien series because I was just constantly revolted at how shitty the artwork looked. Opinions on Monty Python. I used to watch Flying Circus when I was a lot younger with my family. Lots of laughs, very good times. I've seen Holy Grail and Life of Brian. Both are comedy classics, for sure. If Kingdom Hearts was made by Warner Brothers, would you play it? Do you like the Kingdom Hearts series? Oh boy, man. So, regarding Kingdom Hearts, when I was a lot younger, I used to really like those games. And I think they're fun. But man, I have very conflicting opinions regarding Kingdom Hearts because of the fans. Dude, I've seen some of the artwork people drew with the Kingdom Hearts characters, and that shit left me traumatized. Oh my god. It was horrifying. Ugh. Jeez. That kind of contaminated my view of the entire Kingdom Hearts property, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I mean, the games are fun, but I don't know. It just feels a little embarrassing for me to admit that, considering just how crazy some of the fans are. I realize that's not like the original creator's fault, is how degenerate their fan base is, but man, like it can still harm your opinion of like a property all the same. 'Tis but a scratch. We are the knights who say knee. I love that one. I think my favorite part of Holy Grail is the part where friggin' Lancelot is charging at those two guards, and it keeps looping the same shot of him charging over and over and over again. That's my favorite gag in that whole movie. I love that. Do you want to watch another funny movie with the Python crew that is written and directed? Yellowbeard. Okay. I'll definitely give that a watch. Yeah, dude. I love that Lancelot scene. That whole like segment of the movie is just flawless in terms of comedy. Yeah, like that whole gag where he's just running at the guards as he keeps playing the damn shot over and over again. He keeps he keeps going over that hill. I love that stuff. Yeah, he just kills everybody. They somehow managed to make a scene of a guy just brutally murdering people actually funny. I got into the Gargoyles cartoon last year. Haven't watched season 1 and 2 twice. On my third rewatch now. Read the comics instead of watching the third season. Cool. Haven't seen Gargoyles in a really long time. Do have very fond memories of it, for sure. kind of sucks that like Greg Weisman can't really hold on to a series. Will Tom Cruise make a good Hal Jordan if he was in a Green Lantern movie? Not. I don't know. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, I saw my buddy and we saw the new Top Gun movie earlier this year. Yeah, I think Tom Cruise could kind of make Hal Jordan work. I think if he was younger. I think Tom Cruise may be a little too old for Hal Jordan. A Top Gun Maverick movie was pretty badass. Although there are things about the original I like. I like the visual style and the cinematography a bit more, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack in the original Top Gun was just fucking killer. Just man, whew, love that movie soundtrack. If Tom Cruise is in the DC, okay. Yeah, sorry, dude. Sorry, I'm answering your questions before you can type them. How would you handle the Thing prequel if you were a director? The way I would have handled the Thing prequel, first, I would not have any American characters at all. All the characters would be Norwegian, and they would all be speaking. I would have them all speaking their native tongue, or speaking English. I think having them speaking English or Norwegian would probably be valid, because people in Scandinavian countries, a lot of them really do speak very good English. So honestly, I feel like they didn't even need any American characters in that film, because they still could have had all the guys speaking English if they really wanted to. I don't know. I definitely would have made the characters like sympathetic. Actually take advantage of the fact that they all end up dead at the end. Maybe find some creative way to explain, like the guy frozen in the chair with his blood frozen, holding the damn scalpel. Because one of the things that's really disappointing about the end of that movie is that they show that guy at the end, but you never see how he got to that point. He would make a great Green Lantern. I mean, I think he could if he was younger. I don't know. Like, Tom Cruise is pretty up there in years, though. That's the thing. Recently, I've been on a South Park binge, and I'm on season 11. Season 11 now. Matt and Trey themselves are pure Python freaks. Yeah, they most certainly are. Haven't really watched South Park in a while. Used to be very big into it as a kid. Alright. One thing I want to try to figure out with this stream, I want to figure out the whole screen sharing thing so you guys can see what I'm doing on my computer, and that's one thing I've actually been trying to figure out here. So if any of you are actually familiar with OBS and can give me a hand, I would really appreciate that. How would you make a Michael Myers versus Jason film? I'm not sure that would work. I mean, because Michael Myers and Jason are pretty similar characters. You know, they're both super big, invincible guys that wear masks and use like bladed weapons primarily. I don't know, dude. Like, I think a reason people wanted like a Freddy versus Jason film for so long is because those two characters are very different to each other. Thanks to South Park, I know about Scientology, Mormons, and NAMBLA, and the only one I like out of those three are the Mormons, of course. Yeah, there's some really nice Mormons out there. I do think one thing that's really funny about South Park is like how the guy that voices Chef, actually quit because he was a Scientologist. Ironically, the guy who voices Chef was also the Duke from Escape from New York. Opinions on some anime films like Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Perfect Blue. I actually saw Perfect Blue recently. I thought it was... I don't know. I don't know about Perfect Blue. I thought it was... I was really confused while watching it, which I guess was probably the point. I had some people tell me that, like, to really understand it, you need to see it multiple times, which I guess is fair enough. I would have to watch it maybe a few more times to decide whether, like, I'm really into it or not. Because the whole, like, Inception thing they kept doing with the narrative, it confused the hell out of me when I watched it. Princess Mononoke is really good. Spirited Away is really good. Those are two of Miyazaki's best films for sure. I also heard Isaac Hayes didn't want to, but South Park, but the church made him quit. I forgot the director name. I only remember. Give the director nickname after the beer. Yeah, Mr. Heineken. Yeah. I think that's. I give myself some credit for coming up with that joke. Arthur Eld. Hey, man. Yeah, long time no see indeed. Really glad you could join the stream. Thank you so much for coming in. If you want to make a superhero movie, there are plenty of public domain Yep, for sure. Opinions on The Dark Knight Rises and handle of Bane, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. I'm not a big fan of Dark Knight Rises. And Bane was cool in that movie for about the first couple of acts, and then he gets killed off. Or, like, he doesn't get killed off. It turns out he's just, like, a pawn for Talia. I also find it incredibly strange they waited until that movie to actually introduce Talia. The whole thing where, like, that character was Talia seemed like a complete ass pull at the very end. The Catwoman was alright, even though I could clearly tell, like, Anne Hathaway was not really primarily doing the fight scenes. Who went in the fight? Who would win in a fight? Eric Cartman, Stewie Griffin, or Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Dude, Mandy. Full out. Mandy would probably have some ace up her sleeve. Dude, Mandy, from what I remember from that cartoon, dude, Mandy was insanely calculating, and she would always, like, outthink everyone. So my money would be on Mandy for sure. So, Arthur Eld, how have you been doing, man? Really good to see you again. Alright. I really gotta figure out this screen sharing thing. Color range, audio output, video format. That's opinions on the Primal cartoon. I have not seen that. I want to, though. I haven't even seen the entirety of, like, the very last season of Samurai Jack. I've been alright, man. My life during the past couple of years, it's been quite a ride. Let me tell you. It's been quite a ride. Okay, I'm not going to figure that out with this. settings, output, replay buffer, video, downscale, advanced, shit. Yeah, just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure out this video sharing thing with this screen sharing thing with OBS, because I do want to show my my computer screen, so maybe we can actually do more than just talk to the camera, because I don't want it to get boring for you guys. What's your opinion on the Star Wars prequel trilogy? I think, oh boy, I'm probably not gonna win any. I don't think I'm gonna deviate too far in saying that, yeah, the sequel trilogy for Star Wars was a mistake. It was not very good. Seen Prey in Jurassic World Dominion. Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Shit. Sorry, voice was peaking again. The Jurassic World movies, those are also a mistake. All three of those, man. Dude, let me tell you, I think Dominion was probably the worst film I've seen this year so far. Holy crap. Dude, like, where do I even begin with how many things were wrong with that film? So, one thing about Dominion that just blows my mind is the fact that the main villain in that film was the character who hires Nedry in the original Jurassic Park. You know, it was Dodgson, and they never bring that up. They never even mention that. Okay, like, there's the one bit where, like, you see the shaving cream can, which begs the question, how the hell did he get that? Since in the original movie, they showed it being buried under all that mud. I've always liked the Star Wars prequels. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I will admit, yeah. I will say one nice thing about Dominion is that it felt like there was almost an equal split between practical in-camera dinosaurs and the computer-generated ones. Because, like, the other two Jurassic World movies felt like they were almost exclusively CG. At least with Dominion, there was definitely a lot of practical dinosaurs, a lot of animatronics that they used, which obviously, you know, they're not on par with Stan Winston's original work for, like, the first two movies and maybe some moments of the third one, but I thought they looked pretty good. Yes, I agree. The Jurassic series should have ended with Lost World. Lost World, I think, is good. I don't agree with the consensus that it is bad. I do agree it has some flaws, but I think overall it's a good wrap up to the whole story. One thing I did change my opinion on is that I remember when I first read the Lost World book, or Crichton's Lost World, I didn't like it very much, but actually reading through it, I've kind of warmed up to it a good bit. I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as the first Jurassic Park book, but I like it. Do you think they should do a Star Wars meets Star Trek? No, I do not. That sounds horrible. Jason, buddy, how's it going? Yeah, dude, it has been a long time. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry we haven't hung out recently. Just, let me tell you, man, this new job I have, It's like I said in that one update video, hasn't left me with very much mental energy to even consider doing YouTube videos. But I'm adjusting now, so I haven't watched Solo. Yeah, I guess it is kind of cool how like the Disney Star Wars movies, they do kind of utilize a good bit of practical effects. Would be even cooler if the stories and writing for those movies was on the same level of quality, but yeah. Yeah, the mistake in the Jurassic Park 3 video, yeah. That was a big goof up. Also me saying like the Spinosaurus would beat a T-Rex in a fight. That was another huge goof up on my part. Don't know what I was thinking when I did that, dude. When I started making YouTube videos, I was in high school. I think I was like 17. So yeah, I probably did and said a lot of things I probably wouldn't say now. Let's just say that. Callum, dude. Hello. Thank you for joining. Have you seen Skyfall yet? Yeah, dude, I saw that a long time ago. Yeah, Skyfall was really good. I liked it a lot. Oh wait, are you sure you meant Skyfall and not No Time to Die? Yeah, Callum, dude, it's really good to see you. I'm glad you could join. And so much more people in here than I was expecting. Wow. Which is making it very frustrating as to why I cannot seem to figure out the whole screen sharing thing. Quick transitions, filters, properties. Oh, you did mean Skyfall. Yeah, yeah, dude. I saw Skyfall a long time ago. Skyfall's pretty good. I really liked Richard Deakins' cinematography in that. Opinions on the Raid movies. I love them. I love the Raid 1 and 2. I really wish that director would actually make a sort of new action film. Um, if you do like the Raid movies, there's a movie that same director made before them. It was called Marantau, something like that. It's really good. I actually recommend checking that movie out as well. The human mind isn't fully formed until age 25, which is why car insurance goes down. Yeah, that's true. So it's understandable your views would change from when you were a teen. Yeah, most definitely. Very nicely put, Bell. You're doing great with the question and answer. Don't worry about sharing your screen on this live. Okay. I just don't want anyone to get bored watching the stream. That's my chief concern right now. Have you seen Everything Everywhere? Yes. Everything Everywhere All at Once was great. I really enjoyed it. I've always been a big fan of Michelle Yeoh. Always liked her Hong Kong films. I like very much with like Yes Madam and like Super Cop and stuff like that. Great stuff. Absolutely love her in those movies. Also love her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And I thought she was great in Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was also great to see Short Round from Temple of Doom. You know, it's funny. My roommate and I, when we went to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, like I literally told him, "Hey, what is it, cat?" I actually told him that the guy playing the husband was Short Round from Temple of Doom, and it just blew his mind. And then he said, "Oh yeah, like he can hear it you can still hear it in his voice. Like anytime you're watching the movie, you just expect to hear him say, 'You cheat, Dr. Jones, you cheat.'" Finally, a U.S. film that doesn't waste Michelle Yeoh. Amen to that. Amen to that, Callum. Yeah, she definitely is not an actress who should be wasted. I actually remember seeing an interview that she did about that too. Is that apparently Michelle Yeoh, she really enjoys, I think, working with younger filmmakers. It seems like a lot of the experiences she likes less were with like older, more established directors, which I think it had something to do with maybe like younger filmmakers. Maybe they have like fresher ideas or something. Which with a movie like Everything Everywhere, like yeah, that I can definitely see that because that movie was off the wall. Holy crap! A lot of really strange stuff in that movie. Oh, James Hong too. I thought he did a great job in that film. So, man, hell of a cast in that movie. I'm just realizing, dude. Like, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis in there. Got James Hong. Friggin' Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China. Got Short Round from Temple of Doom. Got Michelle Yeoh. Like, damn. What is your ranking of Michael Bay's Transformers films? I would say the first one is definitely the best. All the rest, man, all the rest are not very good. But I'm not even all that big a fan of the original, if I'm being completely honest. I think when it comes to Transformers films, my favorite will always be the original 80s animated one. Ba weep grana weep nitty bong. Bonus question. How would you handle the Transformers films from 2007 to The Last Night if you were director instead of Michael Bay? First off, I would severely limit the amount of human characters. I would make the Transformers the actual main characters of the films. Okay, maybe I wouldn't severely limit the human characters, but I would make them not take the spotlight from the actual Autobots and the Decepticons. Because at the end of the day, you don't go to a Transformers film for the human characters, you go for the Transformers, you know? And it's not like a monster movie, it's not like Alien or Predator where, you know, they're like mindless they're like sort of non-human antagonists. No, the Transformers are actual characters, you know? You know, they have dialogue, they have development, all that kind of stuff. So I think apart from that, I would try to make them as faithful visually and in terms of characterization to like the original like Generation 1. I'd probably do what that Bumblebee movie did, have the movie actually set in the 80s, you know, just for authenticity's sake. Can we see your cat? Also, do you think they should make another Incredible Hulk film? Well, where is my cat? Oh, there she is. There's my cat. There. Oh! She was attacking my hand just then. Let's see. So, do you think they should make another Incredible Hulk film? Man, after what they're doing with She-Hulk, I don't know. I was actually in a Discord server and we watched the first episode of She-Hulk. Yikes. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. I don't know, dude. I think, man, I think Mark Ruffalo's time playing Bruce Banner, it started out pretty strong with him in the first Avengers film. After that, yeah, after that, it felt like they kind of made him into a joke. Well, along with the majority of all the other Marvel characters, it feels like. The score for the first two Transformers films, yeah, I'll definitely say that. The score in those films is pretty good. Would you go with Spike? Human characters. I think that would just depend on like the type of story I'm trying to tell. Maybe if I was doing strictly like an Autobots versus Decepticons thing, maybe I would go with Spike. Maybe I would make up a whole new character. I don't know, dude. Like, I think I would have to be severely involved in like the filmmaking process to kind of decide for sure whether I wanted to go with someone like with the Spike or just make somebody new. Anything in MCU Phase 4 you like so far? To be honest, not really. Although I also haven't really seen very much of Phase 4 of the MCU. I saw Black Widow. Black Widow was a trash fire. Oh, okay. I guess that's not entirely true. I did also see Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was okay. It was Shang-Chi was it was passable, although it had some pretty dumb things. I don't know why with Shang-Chi they decided to go the whole big fantasy route at the very end. Because from what I remember of Shang-Chi from the comics is that he's like a secret agent. You know, like he's like a James Bond type character. You know, he travels the world. He fights like crime syndicates and shit. You know, he's fighting like terrorist organizations. Dude, he's not some fantasy character. And at the very end of that film, he was fighting friggin' like Lovecraftian monsters, and there was a dragon and shit. I was like, what is this? Why are they doing this with Shang-Chi of all characters? Dude, it'd be like taking James Bond and having him fight Sauron or some shit, you know? It's such a bizarre choice they made for that film. Anyways, I kind of went on that whole speech without even looking at the chat. Let me see. Which one of the Ninja Turtles do you see yourself as? Dude, my favorite Ninja Turtle, ever since I was a kid, was Raphael. I've always loved Raphael. I kind of grew up with anger issues and sort of feeling like an outcast, so that always made me identify with Raphael a whole lot. So I would definitely see myself sort of in the same way, especially growing up watching the original 1990 Ninja Turtles movies. I love that film's portrayal of Raphael. Absolutely love it. He's been my favorite like ever since. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo is definitely woke. Dude has a very interesting Twitter page. If you're the type of person who likes to look at Twitter a lot, and if you do, I pity you. Let's see. Who else? What is your ranking of the Kong films? Okay, so I think if I were to rank all of the Kong films, 1933, 1976, Neozoic, you kind of left a couple films out there, buddy. You left out the Toho Kong films. There was King Kong Escapes and the original King Kong vs. Godzilla. Although King Kong Escapes was really bad, it was really terrible. So I guess if I were to rank, I would probably have the '30s Kong at the very top, and probably the 1976 film or King Kong Escapes or King Kong Lives at the very bottom of that list because all those three movies are trash, terrible. I'd probably have Peter Jackson's remake in second place. I have not seen Kong Skull Island. I did see Godzilla vs. Kong. The new one. I thought the new Godzilla vs. Kong was pretty good. I think the new Godzilla vs. Kong was definitely the best film out of the so-called MonsterVerse so far that I've seen. Anyways, I didn't see Kong Skull Island. The thing I did like about that movie was that it felt like the monster action was mostly uninterrupted by like the annoying human shit. Let's see, who else? I was done with the MCU after Endgame. Yeah, I kind of quit caring after that point as well. I had some pretty big issues with the way Endgame turned out as well. I do watch the pitch meetings by Ryan George because it is super easy, barely an inconvenience. Is that the guy from Joe Blow? Those he does those pitch meeting videos. Is that what you're talking about there, Clanders? Any films that you used to hate that has since grown on you over the years, like how The Avengers has done for me? Yeah, there are a few. I'm trying to think of them right offhand. Hmm. Films that have grown on me that I don't hate anymore. Shit. I do think that I used to really despise the Alien versus Predator films, but I think ever since Alien Covenant and The Predator came out, I don't dislike those films quite as much because Covenant and The Predator make those films look like friggin' Gone with the Wind. Because, wow. Holy crap. So, let's see. Your cat is so cool. Sorry for the typo. Yeah, that's fine, dude. I mean, we all make typos. Your cat is so cool. Yeah, She-Hulk is not that good. She should have been in the movies. Yeah, definitely agree. Definitely agree with that. I also hate the fact that apparently in She-Hulk they're going to be bringing in Daredevil. And apparently he's going to be more lighthearted. Because God knows we don't have enough lighthearted MCU characters as it is. I wanted to watch Shang-Chi for a while, but then, yeah, the guy playing Shang-Chi, he definitely made a clown of himself, saying, "Oh, this film's going to be great for Asian representation. We're doing the first. This is a complete first for Hollywood." Yeah, dude, because Bruce Lee never existed. Jackie Chan was never a thing. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah. I love all the turtles. Leo's my favorite. Yeah, Leo's cool. I agree. He's not my favorite, but I do think he's very cool. Clanders, have you played that TMNT Shredder's Revenge game? That game is awesome. Definitely recommend it, dude. The only thing I liked in Black Widow were the shots that stayed on Scarlett and Florence's ass. Yeah, I think that's funny, dude, how apparently, like, Black Widow, they were talking about, oh, this movie is this movie does not objectify women, yet we're gonna include all these shots of Scarlett Johansson's ass. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then again, Marvel Cinematic Universe never respects or stays true to the source material. Yep. Well, that's not entirely true. There have been some occasions where it stayed pretty close. I think Winter Soldier, the movie, I thought like half of that movie did a pretty good job, sort of capturing the feel of Brubaker's Captain America run. You know, even though it did deviate in some pretty big ways. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab myself a water. So just hang tight. Ooh. Yep. Talking for this amount of time tends to make one thirsty. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. All right. What else do we have here? Only things okay, I already read that. Spider Man No Way Home is loved by everyone. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad people liked it. I liked it too. I enjoyed it. I will admit, like the big nostalgia bait was it was pretty effective for me. Like it was great to see Tobey Maguire. I will say Andrew Garfield was definitely more tolerable than he was in the Amazing Spider-Man films. In that, I'm on Twitter, but I don't follow a lot of celebrities. Yeah, that's probably a good thing, Clanders. A few, but not many. I don't look at their Twitters much. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's good that you're not sort of wasting your time, like getting into Twitter arguments. Because that doesn't strike me as a very healthy way of spending your time. Neozoic, I did put, yeah, I know, dude. I kind of, I didn't see that in your original comment until it was a bit too late, so sorry about that, dude. How long do you, how long do you think something should be in copyright before it goes into the public domain? 14 years, 28 years? How do you think copyright law should update? Hmm. How long do you think? How do you think copyright law should update in the internet age? I don't know, dude. I think copyright law in idea feels like it's fine the way it is. It's just all these people trying to take away like fair use policies just confuses the ever loving shit out of me. I don't understand why people want to just completely do away with fair use. Oh, Screen Rant. Okay, yeah. For some reason I thought it was Joe Blow. Okay, Ryan George. Yeah. The films that have grown on you would be a great subject to produce a video about and release next month. All right. Good idea, Bell. I'll definitely make a note of that. What is your critique on the 1976 King Kong? Okay. The 1976 King Kong is. It's a very lame, very lackluster film. It does have some good parts. I do really like the. I do like the animatronic effects for Kong. I do think Rick Baker did a very good job playing Kong. I do like it got very bloody and violent at the end. But Skull Island in that film was such a bore. Like it didn't feel like I didn't get the sense that it was like this ancient, sort of mysterious, like prehistoric, super dangerous place. It felt really bland and just lifeless. And the fact that all Kong fights against is a snake. And I have to admit, dude, like the scenes between Kong and what was the Andero like analog character? Was it Dawn? The character that Jessica Lange plays. It was just the romance in that film between Kong and Jessica Lange was just creepy as hell. Like I feel like Peter Jackson kind of. I think Peter Jackson did the whole like Kong and relationship thing a lot more tastefully and a lot more genuinely in his remake, without a shadow of a doubt. Because in the '76 movie, it was just weird as hell. It was just weird and awkward. I didn't like it very much. Um, I do think now, I guess some people could say that like the scene in the original 1933 movie where Kong is like peeling off Anne's clothes, that was probably a bit creepy, but I think that was kind of the point of that scene though. Like you weren't supposed to get the feeling that like, oh, Kong is this there's like a blossoming romance or like bond between Kong and Anne. This is supposed to be like, a creepy experience that Anne is going through, is having this giant gorilla just peeling off her clothes slowly. Favorite Eva Green films? Liked her in Casino Royale. I liked her in Kingdom of Heaven. Um, I'm going to be completely honest. I like a lot of films where she takes her clothes off. Netflix Daredevil was great. I hate that they're going to ruin him. Yep, they even went as far as having him dress in yellow, like in the 60s. So I guess they're really serious about making him a lot more lighthearted. That's nice. I didn't see the Hawkeye series, but I did hear about how apparently they really screwed over Kingpin as a character. Let's see. Then again, beside Bruce Lee and the others too, everyone else is either a jerk or a clown, like George Takei. Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God, George Takei. I quit following him a long time ago. Holy crap, that dude went way off the deep end. Or Jackie Chan being a CCP supporter. Yeah. I don't know too much about like Jackie Chan's like political leanings, to be completely honest. Do you think the comedy genre is slowly becoming a dying genre? Not sure. I haven't seen too many recent comedy films as of late. Comedy is so diverse between situation comedy, romantic comedy, and slapstick comedy. Yeah, definitely agree, Bill. Been great talking to you again. Gotta go to bed. All right, Clanders, have a good night, buddy. The score for 1976 King Kong. Yeah, I agree. The score in that movie was decent. Dude, it doesn't hold a candle to the Max Steiner score from the 1933 film or James Newton Howard score from the Peter Jackson version, but yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good. Let's see, have I missed any other questions? I'm on pitch meetings. Looks like I'm all caught up as far as the comments go. Actually, while we're kind of talking about martial arts films, I have something cool to show you guys. Ugh. Shawscope. This is a collection by Arrow Video. This is like the first volume of a collection series they're gonna do, collecting all the Shaw Brothers films. Which, for those of you who don't know, like Shaw Brothers, that's one of the biggest kung fu movie studios. I think is still around today. They started the careers of guys like John Woo and Gordon Liu and Wong Kar Wai and all those dudes. Yuen Wu Ping, guy that did the choreography for the Matrix movies. So this is really cool stuff. Let's see what else do they have here. It's got a King Boxer, the boxer from Shantung, Five Shaolin Masters, Shaolin Temple, Mighty Peking Man, Executioners from Shaolin, Chinatown Kid, The Five Deadly Venoms, that's a personal favorite of mine. Heroes of the East, that's a classic, and Dirty Ho. So yeah, cool shit. Definitely liking Arrow Video. They make very good stuff. Alright, Callum, one last before I go to sleep. Favorite Hitchcock film? Oh boy, that's a tough one. There's a lot of great Hitchcock films. I really like The Man Who Knew Too Much. That was a really good one. I like Rear Window. North by Northwest is that's a great one. I think North by Northwest, that might be my favorite. You know, especially like I love the music in that movie. You know, the scene where like Cary Grant's being chased by the crop duster. It's probably one of the best like action set piece film, like oh shit action sequences I can recall from any film. A lot of good humor in that film too. It's one thing you gotta admire about Hitchcock is that he likes to throw in like cute little black humor despite like how intense things get. Hour and a half of constant uninterrupted questions and answer is excellent. Fun question. Your ranking from favorite to least favorite of 1982 The Thing creatures in terms of memorable and design. Wow. Wow. That is a hell of a question. Man. I think least favorite would have to be relative because I think all the creature designs in the original, or I don't know why I said in the John Carpenter The Thing movie. I think all the creature designs in that film are brilliant. So, I think my favorite's got to be the one from the blood test thing when Palmer mutates. I love that design where Palmer kind of his face like contorts and melts, and right before he opens his head back up to swallow windows, like his face looks like a scream mask or something. That always freaked the hell out of me. I really love the final mutation that Blair transforms into, where like half of his face becomes like a T-Rex mouth and shit, and the mutant dog just emerges from his stomach. That's some really freaky shit. My least favorite, again, I think least favorite would just be relative, but I would probably have to go with, I think least favorite would have to be, I guess, the table scene when the guy's stomach opens up and you see like the little spider creature on the ceiling with the guy's face on it. I don't know, like I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's a bad creature design. You know, it's freaky and it's disgusting, but I think compared to all the other like thing creatures you see in that film, that one just it doesn't seem like as cool or as creepy to me. JL, hey everyone. Oh, Jay, you're a new guy. Welcome to the stream, man. Let's see. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy listening to me talk about movies and entertainment type stuff. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of comments I haven't gotten around to. So, thoughts on Justice League Snyder Cut. I've only seen the original version of Justice League, and it was a piece of shit. I have not seen the Snyder Cut. I don't have any desire to see the Snyder Cut. I have a friend who told me about the Snyder Cut, and apparently Martian Manhunter shows up for like 10 seconds in that version. I'm just thinking, why? And apparently they really fucked up the portrayal of Darkseid in that film. So yeah, not too eager to see the Snyder Cut. The Suicide Squad, I'm assuming you're talking about the James Gunn film. I've not seen that. The Batman with Robert Pattinson, I thought it was very good. I really loved the atmosphere and the visual style of that film. I do think it was cool how they tried to make it like really gritty, kind of like a David Fincher film, like Seven or something. I think that's a really awesome direction to go with for Batman. Only thing I didn't like about the new Batman film was the Penguin. I wasn't too crazy on the way they chose to portray Penguin as like kind of like a cliche sort of mafioso type character. What else? I was just thinking about The Thing last night because I watched the movie Nope. And Keith David is in Nope. That's true. Yeah. I remember seeing him in the trailers. I haven't seen Nope, though. Oh, that's not good. Some of my DVDs fell out of the shelf. It's okay, though. Let's see. Hard question. Which movie from both Stanley Kubrick and Alfred Hitchcock would you say that is bad or least favorite? Or not, since both of them have never made a bad film. I know for a fact what my least favorite Stanley Kubrick film is. That would be Eyes Wide Shut. That movie's a turd. I'm sorry, I do not like Eyes Wide Shut. Least favorite Alfred Hitchcock film. All the Hitchcock films I've seen, I have loved. Although I am aware of the fact that there are films he's made that have not been that good. I guess if I had to list my least favorite Hitchcock film, again, this would be like relative. I guess I would have to go with. Rear Window, which is not to say Rear Window is bad by any means. It's a great movie. It's just like compared to the other Hitchcock films I've seen, like North by Northwest and Vertigo and Psycho. It just, I think it's like the least good out of all those films. No, I'm not saying that to shit on Rear Window or say it's bad. Who would win in a fight, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, or Donnie Yen? I would say Donnie Yen, full stop. Donnie Yen, that dude is a monster, okay? I think Donnie Yen is kind of one of the few martial arts film stars who I think would be just as like deadly in a real life fight as he is in movie fights. Which is not to disrespect Jackie Chan or Jet Li, because I remember Jet Li saying, like in interviews, he's never actually been in a real life fight. I mean, Donnie Yen, that dude has studied like real life mixed martial arts, and he's like practiced it a shit ton. So Donnie Yen, I would absolutely not want to get in a real fight with that dude. And I mean, Jackie Chan is like, I don't want to disrespect like his accomplishments or anything, but I think most of that guy's like martial arts training comes from like opera school and stuff, right? So I don't know. I don't think Jackie Chan would be all that effective in a real life fight. Let's see. I had subbed to you ages ago because I love your content. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Is it still worth watching? Okay, you're talking with Bell. What did you think of Prey? I didn't like it. I was not a fan. I thought the main character was a plank of wood. I thought the Predator in that film was probably the dumbest and most incompetent Predator that we've seen in the entire franchise, which is actually pretty impressive considering the Predator exists. Which is probably not a very popular opinion, but if you liked Prey, then that's fine. I'm very much okay with that. Let's see. What else? Poltergeist confirmed. Falling deep. Oh, man. Yep. They're here. Hey, Ian. Tribute to the past. What's up, dude? Let's see. Thoughts on 12 Angry Men? Dude, I haven't seen 12 Angry Men since I was like 14 or something. I need to watch that film again. Eraserhead. That's another film I haven't seen since I was really young. I remember that movie creeping the hell out of me, especially because of the baby scene. The Dark Crystal. Dude, you're just listing off a bunch of films I haven't seen in God knows how long. Troll Hunter, no, I've not actually seen Troll Hunter. I need to watch it, though. Are you still into comic books? Yes, I am. I will say that in recent years, I've actually gotten very heavy into like Heavy Metal Magazine and stuff like that. I very much branched out into like European comics and especially like French sort of bande dessinée style comics and stuff like that. It was lovely scenery. All right, Belle and Jay are having a little back and forth conversation. Would you play a Telltale Superman game? To be honest, I would prefer like a Superman game with like actual sort of gameplay and not really in the Telltale style, if I'm being completely honest. Which is not to say that like I dislike Telltale, but like those games are basically like movies or TV shows that you press buttons in, essentially. Has anyone seen The Invitation? I have not seen that. I forgot to mention that. I appreciate your work and keep up the good work. Thank you, Neozoic. That's really kind of you to say, dude. I'm really sorry that you guys have had to endure such a long wait from me, but I'm hoping to ameliorate that. I'm hoping to make up for all that lost time. Definitely. And I'm definitely gonna get started on that Predator video because I have the script written. I ripped the film yesterday onto my computer. So just gotta get all the stuff I need, get all the clips and images, get the voiceover done, and then just work my magic, as it were. Let's see, what else? What are your thoughts on the upcoming Hellraiser? Dude, I've only seen the first two Hellraiser movies. I love the first one, and I really enjoyed the second one. Haven't seen any of the others. Because I heard that there's like, there's 200 Hellraiser movies at this point. Well, it's not that much, but there is a shit ton beyond just the first two. And I've heard that they just tank in quality from like the second one onwards. Have you seen any of S. Craig Zahler's film? Yes. I absolutely loved Bone Tomahawk. Fucking loved that movie. Holy crap. Kurt Russell is awesome in it. I love the super gritty style it has. I love the suspense and the atmosphere in that film. And I absolutely love the fact that all of the gore and all the violence was in camera. At least I think it was. All the gore seems practical. Like when guys got shot, when guys got like cut up and butchered, like it all seemed like it was actual legitimate squibs and makeup effects. And that was such a breath of fresh air, dude. I am so sick to death of all this dog shit CGI gore and blood and gunshots and explosions. I'm sick to death of that crap, man. That's another reason why I did not like Prey, is because like anytime the Predator just would kill somebody, it looked like a video game cutscene. And I hate that shit, dude. Absolutely hate it. It's like I've seen almost no films that do digital blood and gore and fire well. That's why that's as strange as it sounds, that's why I also love Hereditary, that recent horror film. It's because there's a scene in that film where a guy gets set on fire, and it blew my mind because it was an actual stunt guy that got set on fire. They didn't go the easy route with that. An actual fire stunt in this day and age gives me some hope. All right. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I've seen Brawl on Cell Block 99. That movie was awesome. Vince Vaughn was scary as hell. He was really badass in it. Dragged Across Concrete. I have not seen that film. It is on my list for sure because I definitely like that director a lot. Would you play a mixture of Telltale and Alien Isolation of The Thing? That sounds awesome. I would definitely play that. Thoughts on Alien Isolation? I loved it. I think that game is badass. I love the atmosphere in that game. And specifically, I love the visual design of the xenomorph in that game. I love the fact that for once, a modern alien, like piece of media in the Alien franchise, just threw those shitty like AVP movie xenomorph designs out the window and actually went back to the original Giger design. So like that's like half the reason I love that game. It's because the alien looks awesome in that game. And I think that plays a big part as to why that game is so effective as a horror game. It's because it feels so authentic to like that classic Ridley Scott film. It's because it's not just the alien that looks on point, but like the design of the world. It looks like they took like the original like set design that that Chris Foss and like Ron Cobb and all those guys made, and just like photocopied it into the game almost. Anyways, I'm going to try to answer your questions a bit more concisely and not try to go on so many tangents. Let's see here. Zahler is also a musician and novelist. I didn't know he was a musician. I knew he was a novelist before that. I actually want to read some of his books that he's written. Andrew Kalian, what's up? Hey man, what's up? Are you an old viewer of mine? Are you a new viewer? Opinions on Suspiria remake. Oh my god, dude. The Suspiria remake was putrid. I hated it. That movie was terrible. Dude, that is. The Suspiria remake, in my opinion, was one of the worst film remakes I think I've seen in my entire life. That movie was god awful. I hated nearly everything about it. It was 2.5 hours long. It felt like it was 5 hours long. And it felt like, for most of the runtime, like it was Suspiria in name only. Because it felt like half the movie was about, like, the fucking, like, contemporary 70s politics. Because for some reason they focused on, like, that German airliner being hijacked by terrorists or some shit. And I'm like, what does this have to do with the main plot? What does this have to do with, like, the dance school that's run by witches? And dude, like, in the very last act of the movie, I just lost track of what the hell was going on. I was just like, dude, this is a farce. There was so many, like, laughable, over the top, goofy shit happening, and I just could not take it seriously. Fucking hate that movie. I will never watch it again. I don't recommend that film to anyone. Like, I realize, like, the original Suspiria is pretty divisive among people, but, like, if you're somebody who doesn't like Argento's original film, I cannot imagine you enjoying the remake. Because, man, the remake was bad. Oh, boy. Alright. Sorry. Hereditary is amazing. I absolutely agree. This has been a great 2-hour live broadcast. Will you have another live broadcast next week? I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead about when my next stream is going to be. Dude, let me tell you something, Bell. I'm really happy that as many people have actually shown up here as they have. I was not expecting this big of an audience, especially considering it's just been me sitting here answering people's questions the whole time. What's your opinion on Zaslav restructuring the DC movies? I have no idea what that is. Could you elaborate on that? Tributes of the past? Let's see. Do you think Namor should have gotten his own film instead of being in Black Panther? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care about the new Black Panther film that's coming out. I do think it's tragic what happened to the original actor, Chadwick Boseman. So I have a lot of respect for that dude. Respect the fact that he was still acting in films despite, like, the cancer thing. So that takes a lot of strength to do something like that. So, yeah. I have seen him in other films. Like, I remember seeing him in that movie 42. I thought he did a great job playing Jackie Robinson. All right, Jay. Take care, dude. Didn't you like Aliens despite that movie didn't use much of the original Alien design? Well, dude, the thing about Aliens is that it did use the original Alien design for the Warrior Xenomorphs. It's just that they changed the design by just literally removing, like, the smooth dome thing on top of the Xenomorph's head. That's really the only major change they made for the ones in Aliens. I think other than, like, the ridge, like, spiked heads that the Warriors had, it was pretty much identical to, like, the Giger design. So yeah, like, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe there's some other, like, subtle differences. But yeah, dude, like, the main Xenomorph designs I can't stand are, like, from the first and the second AVP movies, and it feels like in a lot of Alien and Predator related media, it feels like that's become the default look for the Xenomorphs, and I can't stand that. Absolutely hate it. So, PC Veteran, hey dude, have you watched any High Sci Kamen Rider shows? No, dude, like, I haven't seen any Kamen Rider outside of like one or two episodes of the original Showa era, like 70s show. I do want to get into Kamen Rider though, because I do love Super Sentai. Super Sentai is awesome. Likewise, I had to listen to that rant because that remake was awful. Hey, well, I'm glad we agree on that, Jay. Should they make a Mortal Kombat versus Marvel game? Um, I don't think so. No. I mean, that Mortal Kombat versus DC game was not very good, in my opinion. We'll watch the community post to see if it's weekly or monthly. It's been fun. Bill, are you leaving? He's the new guy in charge of the DC movies. He canceled Batgirl, which I'm for, but he let the Flash intact. Oh boy, dude. He didn't cancel the Flash despite how much of a psychopath like Ezra Miller's turned out to be? Seriously? Wow. Are you planning to watch Shin Ultraman, which was made by the same people that made Shin Godzilla? Is that only on Netflix? Because I don't actually have a Netflix account anymore. Um, and I'm not really too eager to like make a new Netflix account just to see that. Any love for the Mortal Kombat remake or the two animated movies? I haven't seen the Mortal Kombat remake. Not really interested in seeing that. I've never been big into Mortal Kombat, to be completely honest with you. Which, I mean, if you like Mortal Kombat, that's cool. Got nothing wrong with that. In terms of fighting games, like I've always been like, I like Street Fighter and Tekken and Soul Calibur and games like that. Those are my forte when it comes to fighting games. Really, Belle, you would do that? Okay. It's in some selected movie theaters. Okay. Does it have a Neozoic? Does it have like a Blu-ray release or anything, dude? Because if it does, I could put it on like my Amazon wish list. I don't know of what. All right. See if I missed any questions. He wrote the script for that last Puppet Master movie? Really? Okay. I've not actually seen any of the Puppet Master films. I've heard about the guy that produced them, Charles Band. Like, apparently that dude's a strange one. Oh, it came out May 13th. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's almost September now, so I don't think that's playing anymore, my guy. I would recommend at least giving Scorpion's Revenge a watch. Okay? Alright, I'll put that on my watch list, even though I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. Yeah, it's cool, Neozoic. Not a problem, dude. Where is my Amazon wish list? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Bill? Are you asking like? Are you asking like what is on my Amazon wish list? May 13th, that was the Japanese release. International. Oh, October. Oh, okay. Well, if it's being released in October, then I think maybe Fathom Events might be on that, because like Fathom Events, they do all the they do a lot of sort of theatrical anime releases and stuff like that, and they screen a lot of old classic films. Like I think in September they're going to be showing like Poltergeist and Star Trek Two. So if you want to see like good classic films in the theaters, definitely look up Fathom Events, because they do good shit. Oh no, the Amazon wish list is not in the description box. I mean, do you would you like me to put it in the description box? Because I mean, still a big metalhead. You know it, brother. I absolutely am. What is some new stuff you're listening to that you would recommend? So, because of Razor Fist, I've been introduced to some new bands. I've been listening to this old 80s band called Grim Reaper, and they're really awesome. Trying to think of what else. Anthem, the Japanese band, that's a really awesome band. King Diamond, I love me some King Diamond. Along with Merciful Fate, and Bathory too. I'm a huge Bathory fan. I definitely like listening to some black metal. But I think my favorite band is still Judas Priest by a long shot. Oh yeah. Yeah, I still need to. I need to do a little bit more work on my Patreon page, but I think once I get it ready, I'm definitely going to be including it in the description of my future videos, without a doubt. Actually, I looked up. I tried to get super chats implemented, but apparently I need like 3,000 more hours of view time before I'm even eligible for super chats. So that was a little disappointing, but again, like I'm not. It's not too concerning for me because I'm not trying to use YouTube to keep a roof over my head. So I don't think that's a very stable or secure way to live unless you're somebody who's really, really famous. Opinions on the Bloodsport movie. Yeah, I have a bit of a controversial opinion when it comes to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't think he's a very good martial arts action star. I'm sorry. If you're somebody that likes Van Damme, then that's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on anyone who likes Van Damme. There are Van Damme movies that I enjoy. Okay, like I'm not gonna say like he's all bad. I do enjoy Bloodsport. I do enjoy. I think Time Cop is pretty fun. I love Hard Target. Van Damme. He was cool in Hard Target. Although it also helped that was a John Woo film, and John Woo always makes insanely badass action films. I also like Universal Soldier a lot. But like my issue with Van Damme is that in a lot of the films he's in, like Bloodsport and Kickboxer, it's just his fight scenes are just so awkward and so bad, and they just feel so off. And I don't know what it is. It's like the fight choreography that he deals with. I don't know if he's choreographing his fights or whoever the fight choreography is. It feels like in films of his, like in Kickboxer and like Lionheart and like Double Impact and that one prison film he was in. I can't remember what it was called, but I don't know, dude. It seems like most of Van Damme's fight scenes are just shit. I hope I don't piss off too many people when I say that, but dude, I'm not a huge fan of Van Damme when it comes to the quality of his fight scenes. I'm sorry. Uh, do you think they should get Grant Gustin to be the Flash? And yeah, I think Grant Gustin's probably a way more stable individual than fucking Ezra Miller, if I'm being completely honest. Think, you know, I think despite all the memes people make about like the CW Flash show, yeah, I think Grant Gustin is definitely probably a better human being than Ezra Miller. Super chats take 30%, so better get PayPal tips. Wow, really? Was not aware of that. Be right back. Alright, no problem, Neozoic. Last two Universal Soldiers were surprising. Yeah, especially that I've been meaning to watch the last couple of Universal Soldier films, especially the one with Scott Adkins. I fucking love Scott Adkins. I think that dude is amazing. Like, I have the Undisputed films that he was in. He plays that Russian guy, Boyka. Yeah, dude, Scott Adkins is awesome. Scott Adkins is actually, he's another martial arts movie actor I would not want to get into a real fight with. Holy crap. I think Scott Adkins would be just as deadly in a real life fight as he is in his movie fights. Because that dude is huge. Like, he's so acrobatic. And he's just like, he's just a bad motherfucker. That's all there is to it. In my personal opinion, I think Scott Adkins is like the most badass, like, white martial arts star that I've ever seen. That's how I feel. At least Grant's not a whiny bitch like Elliot Page. Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Let's see. Did I miss any others? I think I'll probably keep streaming for another 30 or 40 minutes before calling it a day. I do want to say, though, I want to say thank you to everybody for actually showing up and participating. And I really hope the stream up to this point has been enjoyable for all of you. The next time I do stream, though, I definitely am going to figure out what the trick is with the screen sharing thing, so I can do more fun stuff. You know, which, not to say that answering questions is not fun for me, but you know, I would like to interact with you guys. A big idea I actually have is that while I'm actually editing the Predator video is to interact with the chat while I'm actually working on that video, and you guys get to see me like at work doing my video editing thing. I think that would be really fun and maybe even a little educational for a lot of you. And also maybe watch me play like some video games or something. Alright, tributes of the past. What do we got here, dude? As a horror fan and movie buff, how would you go about rebooting the Universal monster movies if you were hired for the job? That is a good question. Well, actually, now that I think about it, you know what I would do? I would actually try to create some new monsters. I wouldn't just show everyone like the old classic ones, like the Mummy and like the Wolf Man and Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Invisible Man, and all those. I want to create. I would like to create some new memorable monsters because I mean, think about it, dude. Back in like the golden age, in the 30s and 40s, when Universal was doing all those movies, you know, they started out with Dracula and Frankenstein, which were literary characters, but they did invent their own things, like the Mummy. The Mummy was an original creation that was not based on a book. Same goes for the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And yeah, so I think I would want to keep that tradition alive and maybe even adapt some different literary sources, you know? Like, maybe bring a little bit of Lovecraft into the Universal canon, Like, Universal, like, Dunwich Horror or something, have Wilbur Whateley or Yog Sothoth in there. I think there's a lot of cool potential for, like, ways to sort of expand that whole Universal monster legacy. We'll all remember that we were part of your first ever live stream. Woohoo. Yeah, very much agreed, Bell. I think one idea for like maybe an original monster for like the Universal, maybe like a Japanese Oni or some shit. Like just have a big scary fanged ogre with like a kanabo or some shit. Or like bring in some like folklore creatures from like all kinds of other different cultures or something. Because again, that's what they did with the Mummy. They took like a thing from like ancient like Egyptian history. They made it into like this whole new type of character. And they had Boris Karloff playing him. They did the whole thing where he was trying to find like his reincarnated princess and all that. And that was good. That was really cool stuff. Alrighty. Overwatch. Welcome back, Neozoic. Neozoic, did you hear like any of the stuff I said about Van Damme? If you did, I hope I didn't piss you off too much. If you are a Van Damme fan. How long ago was I sat with you? I'm sorry, what? Arthur Eld, I'm sorry, dude. I don't understand that question. Since the YouTuber core days, yeah. Those were simpler times. Those were simpler times indeed. It's kind of sad. I kind of wish I could still hang out with all those guys like Ziploc, Gory, and Mount Vernon Kid, but it's a shame that the whole political opinion thing had to kind of divide us and set us apart. But I guess that's how life goes. Let's see. James. Oh, James. Oh, James. James. Okay. I'm sorry, dude. I completely. I didn't recognize you with your new username. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, dude. You'd hang out with me on live streams a lot, all the way back in the day, man. Yeah, I've seen your Facebook posts, dude. Seems like you've been doing pretty well for yourself. It looks like you have a kid now, dude. Is that your kid? I mean, if so, then congratulations. That's awesome. Opinions on the MCU's handling of Ultron? Yeah, I did not like. I did not like that version of Ultron. Did not like it at all. So nice that y'all were on live streams together. Yeah, Bell. Me and a few of these other guys, like back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, around those times, yeah, we would all like sort of hang out on live streams and just talk about nerdy stuff, kind of like almost every other weekend. It was pretty fun. It was very enjoyable, you know? Let's see. But yeah, getting back to the Ultron thing, yeah. I hated how they made Ultron very jokey and quippy, and he didn't feel frightening or intimidating whatsoever. I mean, towards like the end of Age of Ultron, it feels like they tried to go in that direction, but it just felt jarring as hell. That he was just all quippy and jokey and smart aleck. Then all of a sudden, oh, he's supposed to be scary because he just rips apart like that old model. It's like, no, it doesn't really work that way. Sorry. I do think James Spader was like a good choice of voice actor for like a more serious version of Ultron, for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea, Bell. James, do you have a Discord, man? Because like, could I should I could send you a friend request on there. We could start talking again, dude. I would not mind doing that. Oh, oh, oh shit. Okay. I will say also that I think the MCU's handling of Thanos, I thought it was off to a strong start, but it kind of fell apart in Endgame. Um, I think Thanos's like motivations were pretty clear in Infinity War, but then like all of a sudden you see him in Endgame and he's like, now I just want to dominate everything and rule the entire universe. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Where did that come from? Seemed like a complete total ass pull. Oh, you don't have a Discord? Oh, yeah. Do you still have Google Plus, James? Because I still have mine. Let's see. I mean, I'd be cool with hanging out with you on there whenever you want. Oh. You know, another thing about Endgame I really didn't like was like the way it handled Hawkeye. But then again, like I've never liked the MCU's version of Hawkeye. Like I always thought he was just a really boring, very flat character. But like in Endgame, they tried to make him like the Punisher or something, and like he's like traveling the world. He's like killing these criminals, and it felt like he never faced any consequences for that all throughout Endgame. Just felt like that whole idea came out of nowhere. Like, okay, yeah, he's killing criminals because he's like a broken man because his family got snapped away by Thanos. But I don't know. It just felt way too try hard. And I guess maybe they addressed that in the Hawkeye series, but I don't care nearly enough to watch that because Hawkeye was, without a doubt, probably my least favorite out of all the Avengers. In the movies, that is. In the comics, he's awesome. Very much like I've always liked Hawkeye in the comics of his that I've read. By the way, I look up Shin Ultraman release dates. Don't see any on USA or the Western countries. Ah, that sucks. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Because I would definitely like to see it if they ever do decide an actual release date. I wonder if Shin Ultraman is going to sort of have like the same creepy ass aesthetic that Shin Godzilla had, to where like I remember watching Shin Godzilla and thinking like the way Godzilla, like his face split apart and shit, and that final shot to where like you see his tail and you see like all those like cadavers and those skeletons attached to his tail. That was some really creepy, weird shit they did. I think that was definitely the weirdest, most like disturbing version of Godzilla I think I've ever seen. Overrated comic books. Oh boy, there's definitely some I can think of. Oh, I know one. There's this one Batman comic that gets listed on a lot of like best Batman graphic novels lists that I read recently. It's called Batman Gothic. Thought it was trash. I thought it was just terrible. It was not good. Like it's supposed to be like a Batman horror comic, but it didn't feel that way. Like it did not achieve any type of horror atmosphere because, for one thing, like the artwork, it was way too bright and vibrant and like colorful. Like the art just did not suit the tone they were trying to go for, and like the main villain was, it felt like they couldn't decide whether they wanted to be like this serious, super intense thriller or like an Adam West style, like Batman gets put in this super elaborate death trap and he has to escape. Because like there's a part in that comic where the killer literally puts Batman in this over-the-top fantastical death trap that he has to try to escape, and it's like, no, that doesn't really work with a story like this. You can't have both. So, yeah, I think Batman Gothic is not very good. To be honest, like I feel like a lot of the Grant Morrison Batman stuff I've read has just not been, it's been not been good. I think the Arkham Asylum comic he wrote was, I like that, although that might just have been because of the artwork. Like the artwork in that comic was legitimately fucking terrifying. Yeah, James and I we are friends on Facebook still, so that is definitely hottest female comic book character. That's a tough one. Probably I would have to go with probably Rogue from the X-Men. I've always I thought the white streak in her hair was a really cool, really sort of attractive like visual flourish they gave her. And plus, me growing up in the South, kind of developed a fondness for Southern women, sort of in a way. So yeah, I always thought Rogue was really sexy. In Endgame, they mix Hawkeye with another Marvel character, Ronan, which I Ronan isn't a different character instead of Hawkeye. Yeah. So yeah, Ronan was like a title that another character took on, and Hawkeye in I believe it was the New Avengers comic series. He actually adopts the title of Ronin for a bit. So like the fact that he is in Japan and he's wielding the sword and he's dressed up like a ninja. That was the MCU trying to do like the Hawkeye like Ronin thing, which I felt pointless to me. It felt like just hollow fan service or something. Because apparently in like the Hawkeye Disney Plus show, he doesn't even take on the Ronin mantle again. So just thinking, what was even the point of that? On a plus, you like Batman and Lovecraft, Batman the Doom that came to Gotham. Oh shit, really? That's dude, that's badass. Hell yeah. I love that comic. I love Mignola's artwork in it. Hell yeah. Yeah, like Batman and Lovecraft, I feel like that's a match made in heaven. It's being animated in the style of Mike Mignola? Hell yeah, that's what's up. That is badass. Now, what I would really love to see is an animated adaptation of Batman versus Predator. That would be sweet. Dude, I think I would buy that shit in a heartbeat. I heard that Shin Ultraman stays true to the original '60s show, the tone elements. Oh, really? Okay. So they don't really incorporate sort of any of the sort of dark elements that were in Shin Godzilla. Okay. That's good. Another thing about Shin Godzilla, though, that I didn't quite appreciate at first, that I did learn to appreciate kind of over time, was that there was a lot of sort of boardroom political scenes that were in that film, but I realize now that those were in there because they were like a satire on like how like bureaucratically held back and cuckolded Japan was during the whole like tsunami crisis and the Fukushima nuclear disaster, because like the Japanese government was just held down and just constrained by so much red tape that they could barely do anything because there were all these processes and all this other bullshit they had to sift through before they could actually produce any type of help. So I think when you look at like all those scenes in Shin Godzilla through that lens, that makes a lot of sense. It's not something that like a Western viewer would kind of really understand, but I'm pretty sure that's like probably a big cultural difference. I'm pretty sure all the Japanese audiences like sat through those scenes and were like, "Yep, yep, yep, very relatable." Let's see. I got 8 viewers. All right. Would you like a Daredevil series in the style of Batman the Animated Series? Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Do you think Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne should have been part of the Avengers and Hank Pym should have created Ultron? I think if that would have resulted in an Ultron that was actually serious and scary and felt like a threat, then yeah, definitely. I think it was kind of a mistake to actually have Ultron show up without a Hank Pym being there. Most definitely. I think my pick for a villain for a second Avengers movie would have been like probably would have been Taskmaster, and I would have done a way better version of Taskmaster than what we ended up getting in the Black Widow movie. God, what a train wreck that was! Jeez. I also think it's funny how they made Taskmaster into a woman, yet during all the fight scenes, they had a male stunt double doing all the fight scenes wearing the Taskmaster suit. But yeah, I think Taskmaster probably would have been a pretty good pick for a second Avengers movie villain. Although one thing I would have really liked to have done, even before like Thanos showing up, is that, dude, I would have sort of tried to bring in as many previous movie villains as possible and have the Avengers fighting the friggin' Masters of Evil. How dope would that be? I think that'd be sweet as hell. Didn't the original 1954 Godzilla was a horror film? No, it wasn't really a horror film, but it was like no, it's more of a disaster film really than a horror film. Also, I wouldn't say yeah, I wouldn't say like Shin Godzilla was a horror film either. I was just saying like that specific version of Godzilla was just super creepy and weird and alien like. It's not to say that it's a horror film. It is the original is like a really good disaster film. And like it sells like the kind of the terror and like the dread that Godzilla inspires, especially with like the amazing soundtrack that Ifukube like provides. Love that. My opinion, it's one of the greatest like film scores ever. If I'm being completely honest with you. Oh, the cat shows up again. Come here. Barrel roll cat. In the comments of the video, make sure to tell our host future topics you would like. Yeah, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind. Ooh, thoughts on the 2003 Ninja Turtles? I like it a lot. I think it's really good. I very much enjoy it. Very good take on the like original comics. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, I've actually been reading through the IDW series as well, which I've really been enjoying. The last storyline of that series I actually finished was the whole was the neutrino like plot line, which was okay. I wasn't a big fan of that story arc, but I'm gonna keep reading through it. I did like a lot of the stuff. I love that version of the Shredder. I really love the idea of like the Turtles and Splinter being kind of reincarnated like people from Japan. That was a really cool twist. A lot of really good character moments too. Yeah, like IDW Ninja Turtles is some really, really good stuff. Light is dying? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll keep streaming for. Let's make it another 10 minutes. How's that sound? Because I am enjoying myself. I am enjoying talking with all of you. It's been a very relaxing experience. It turned out way better than I would have expected because I was sort of I was a little nervous about it. I was nervous that something would go wrong and I'd have to deal with like a problem. But no, it's gone pretty smoothly, and I really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you for showing up and remaining subscribed to me. You're all great. And I think that I want to do. There's a lot of different things I really want to do. Like, all right, James, you take care, bro. It was good talking with you again as well. But yeah, like I think in addition to the streaming, kind of me editing the video, I want to do some other like fun stuff. Like maybe stream me playing some video games. Maybe stream me. There's also maybe me reacting to some of my older videos, kind of pointing out like little nuggets of information or things I'd maybe do differently. If any of you guys, if that sounds enjoyable to any of you guys, definitely let me know. I remember you liked the Godzilla 2014 film. Yeah, my opinion on that film has actually gotten kind of worse over time. Yeah. Now, I'm not such a big fan of that film, if I'm being completely honest. One thing about that film, too, is that I did watch that film recently, too, because I was trying to watch through all of the MonsterVerse films. And, dude, I am sick to death of the design of the Mutos. Like, what I mean is that, like, the way those things look, I feel like that exact monster shape, that exact silhouette, like these big, gangly, friggin', like, knuckle-mounted, insectoid-looking monsters. I feel like so many movies have ripped that design off, because I think it started with, like, Cloverfield, with that movie's monster, and I'm just sick to death of seeing it, like that movie, A Quiet Place. Like, those monsters looked exactly like that. And it made me, it's just so freaking disappointing, Could do some polls. Yeah, I could. What do you guys think? You like the idea of, like, me streaming, me playing video games, or reacting to stuff, or me like doing editing, or all of the above? Definitely would like to hear your thoughts on that. Kitty. 7:14. Oh, shit. Okay. Did you George Romero, rest in peace? Did Okay, yeah, yeah. I think that the George Romero Dead series should have definitely ended with Day of the Dead. Absolutely, because none of the other Dead movies after that were any good. If I'm being completely honest, oh boy, Land of the Dead was just lame as fuck. Diary of the Dead was a really crappy, generic found footage horror film. Like, if I want to see a good found footage film, I'll just watch Blair Witch Project again. Or, like, that French movie Wreck. Or, something that's actually legitimately terrifying. Land of the Dead. I've not. Okay, Survival of the Dead. That was the last film Romero did. I've not actually seen that film. I had no interest in seeing it personally because Land of the Dead and Diary were crappy enough. I didn't need to see another. I didn't need to see Romero kind of bring that franchise down any lower. I still hold like the original Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. All three of those films I still hold in insanely, insanely high regard. I think everyone should see those films, or at least everyone with an interest in horror films, I should say. Key. Another thing too. Have any of you actually seen the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead? Because it's surprisingly decent. I saw that film not too long ago. It has Tony Todd playing the lead black character that Dwayne Jones played in the 1968 version. And he does an awesome job. Tony Todd's a badass in that film. Yeah, yeah, Neozoic, it's cool, dude. I knew what you meant. Ever thought of talking about manga? Yeah, yeah, man, definitely. It's funny you mentioned that because I've been reading. I've read. I spent like the entire summer reading through Berserk, and Berserk is just incredible, man. Holy crap, Berserk is awesome. Like I read all the way up to like the very last chapter that the author wrote before he actually passed away, and I've been reading all the new stuff, and I was thinking about possibly making a video on it, but I don't know, dude. There's been a lot of videos about Berserk that have already highlighted a lot of its qualities. So I'm not sure what I could add. I might make a video on the manga for Akira, because, dude, I remember a long time ago, I read the Akira manga like all in 1 week because I started reading that thing and it sucked me in so hard. I was so compelled and so immersed in that story. It blew me away. I think Akira is like one of the best sci-fi like epics that's ever been written. Like holy shit. I have the complete opposite opinion about the movie of Akira. I don't like the movie at all. Um, I admire like the animation quality of the movie for sure, but in terms of the story, like you can tell that they tried to take like 10 years of manga plot and just cram it into a 2 hour film because the film is just an absolute mess to try to follow from like a plot perspective. Oh, Neozoic. Looks like I read your mind again, buddy. Mm. All right. It's like 7 it's almost 7:20 where I'm at. Um I'll give it about 5 more minutes before I actually end the stream. All right. Anybody else got any other questions about my current plans, or maybe stuff they would like me to make videos about? Anything like that? Oh, yeah, it was a Spanish film. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I said it was a French film. Opinions on the 2004 remake. Yeah, I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead. It's one of the few good films in Zack Snyder's filmography for sure. Seen the 1990 remake. Very awesome. I'm glad you feel the same way. Yeah, yeah, dude. I love, absolutely love Tony Todd in that remake. Like Dwayne Jones in the original film, he's really badass too. But I think Tony Todd was very much on par. And also, like the gore effects in the remake were also top notch because had Tom Savini had Tom Savini working on the gore. Tom Savini did not work on the original Night of the Living Dead, which I mean is understandable since I don't think he was even working in the film industry at that point. Um, I think the 1990 version and the 68 version both have. I think they're both about as good. I think the 1990 version definitely improves in some ways because, for one thing, the character of Barbara is nowhere near as useless and annoying because she's actually a badass in the remake. You know, she actually rolls up her sleeves and she starts killing some zombies. She's not like a useless damsel in distress. Because, like, in the original, she kind of grates on your nerves after a while, you know, with her hysterics. So, definitely think she was. I forgot the actress who plays her in the remake, too. So, you could maybe enlighten me on that. But I mean, the original. I mean, the original has like that cultural impact, and I think the original has a stronger like has a stronger sort of grittier atmosphere to it. Half of which is probably because it's in black and white, and I think that black and white is a really effective way of sort of it gives you a big advantage, I think, in doing atmosphere in horror films. Which is, I mean, it's not to say that color can't be used well for horror films, but I think black and white is like a big sort of natural advantage. And plus, the '68 version, you know, it's the big like cultural milestone one for sure. Thoughts on the Bioshock games? They're okay. Um, the original's pretty good. Bioshock 2 is good. Bioshock Infinite, though, I don't like very much. Not a huge fan. Game had a really confusing and pretentious story. I found the gameplay just became a chore like halfway through. Do not like Bioshock Infinite at all. All right. It's getting to be 7:25, so I think that I'm going to end the stream pretty soon because, as you can see, it's actually getting darker in my apartment. So, does anyone else, if anyone else wants to sort of ask or say anything. Let's see. Did I miss any other comments? Great life. All right, you getting off, Bell? I really appreciate you being a part of the stream and helping me out. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a very good live stream. Definitely going to be doing this more often, guys, because be good to have little streams like in between my major video releases for sure. All right. Yeah, I believe I'm going to stop the stream here. Everybody, you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for showing up and participating. You all take